Can you just give a brief summary of your background within footwear repair and this business in general?
Okay. It's been in our family since around 1900. Um, I'm fourth generation, and I'm currently training my nephew to be a fifth. It's a all family business with my almost all my kids and my wife and other family members. So it is focused on a family business. We recraft a lot of high end footwear. I'm past president of the Shoe Service Institute of America. I'm a retired podorthist, which means that I used to fabricate orthotics and special diabetic shoes for foot care needs. So I'm very well educated with the anatomy of the foot and the function and foot problems, pretty much anything. Um, I've won awards in craftsmanship in all over Europe. We just won 2 gold medals in the German competition in June, which had over 60 people entering with 16 different countries. So we won 2 golds. We won a gold in both categories. So we were happy with that. I'm the type of person that's concerned about every customer, and they'll all tell you that. I don't, you know, I've worked with some big projects where owners didn't care about 5 or 10% of the reviews or customers. I'm not like that. Um, so I care about every little thing we do because I always believe you're only as good as the last project you've done. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, I guess. So I have a lot of experience in the industry. I know suppliers and wholesalers all over the world. We worked on the Adam Sandler movie, The Cobbler, for 18 months. We helped put that set together. Just 20 years ago, we had around 10,000 shops, but we're down to about 3,200 left now in the whole country. There's not many left. And so I know a lot of them. I know most of them. And we we really there's just not a lot left out there as far as craftsmen go. And every time I would go to LA to visit, there was this one guy up there. Whenever I'd walk into his store, he'd always say, "Hey, there's America's Cobbler," and I'd always get a little bit, I don't say shy, but it embarrassed me a little bit because all staff's in there and they're looking at me, and so I was laying in bed thinking I got to market myself a different way, and then all of a sudden it popped in my head. That guy always calls me America's Cobbler. So I went on all the social media platforms, grabbed it, and we started marketing it. And then we just kind of just gone crazy viral in just 2 years. It's been nuts. But the nice rewarding part is we've worked so hard for so many years trying to get to a certain level, but being in a small town, we're very limited. But now that we're on a social media scale, there's no limitations now. So all the awards, all the education, all the experience, we can now put it out there for the first time in our over 100 years of existence in the business. So that's the most exciting thing I think we've ever been able to do. Get rid of the award, not say anything about the awards, push it all back, newspaper articles, all that. Nothing's been more exciting than the last 2 years on social media, watching it grow.
I guess throughout your experience within the craft and your own business specifically, do you see an increase in demand for these types of services?
Yes, the increase is nuts. It's crazy. I mean, you think there's about 350 million people in the United States. Okay, there's 3,200 shoe repair shops left. Out of the 3,200, there's less than 5% that are super skilled, probably. I mean, really skilled. I know a lot of them personally, and they're very good, and we're all in the same boat together. We're just all slammed with work being mailed in. Unfortunately, there's a good number that just they're not involved on social media. They're not involved in the industry. They just want to go in, do whatever comes in. They don't care what it looks like when it's done. They just want to sling the work out and get their money and go home. So the percentage that really want to take this super seriously is less than 5%, I think. And so you take that 350 million people. If you only take 1 million people out of the 350, just 1 million that buy really good shoes, and we know it's a lot more than that, but just 1 million, and their average pairs of shoes in the closet are going to be 10 to 20 pair, you know, somewhere in there. I mean, a lot of ladies, I'd say 10 to 50 pair. I mean, I had a lady in the other day, she had over 100 pair. Men, they can be just as bad. When you get a guy that's a shoe enthusiast, he'll have just as many as any lady out there. Okay, so if you take 1 million people, and let's just say they have 10 pair of shoes, just 10. Now you got 10 million pairs of shoes, but you only have 3,200 craftsmen, but you only have maybe 25 to 50 high skilled craftsmen. And the shoes I'm talking about are high skilled shoes, high profile shoes like Christian Louboutin, Allen Edmonds, you know, Gucci, Prada, all those. They want to seek out this low percentage of people, which they're having a hard time to find. And so there is no way, if there was 100 skilled craftsmen in this country that were really good, there's still no way we could ever keep up with this demand. And it's only going to shrink from here. I don't know that it's ever going to, 3,200 will probably be at 2,500 over the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, it's going to keep going down. It might balance out at 1,500 or so in 20 years or so, but it takes a long time to learn. I'm training my nephew right now. He's been here a year, but he's got another 4 years to go. So how many people, it's just like going to school. Someone has to figure out if they can take the time to invest 4 to 5 years into learning this craft while making very little money, because a shoe cobbler is not going to pay somebody a salary if they don't know how to do anything. No, demand's not going to decrease. Skilled labor in this industry is going to decrease. The demand's probably just going to get more and more, because people are starting, when the baby boomers are starting to fade out now. We thought that was going to be the end of our industry because they were the ones that bought good shoes. But now we're finding the millennials and even some younger, they're really into recycling, and we're one of the oldest recycling businesses in the world. They're buying good footwear. So we're seeing, where we thought it was going to fade out, we're seeing a huge influx of high quality shoes coming into the stores now. There's a lot of junk, don't get me wrong. Cheap shoes are hard to repair. And depending on where you're located is going to depend on what you're getting. In my town, 5% or less are high-end shoes. The rest of them, mediocre. Good quality leather shoes biodegrade. I mean, they're gone after a number of years once they put them in a landfill. So, you know, that's another big plus there, buying quality shoes. They're biodegradable. If you're going to have to pay for it, but the quality is just as, it's good. Quality's good. When you're buying a good shoe, the quality's good. A big difference in a shoe that's $400 and up versus a shoe that's $200 and down. Big difference. It's like it's almost like comparing if you're going to go, you know, to dinner at a fast food restaurant versus an upscale restaurant. You know, you're just going to either get some fried food that's like, yeah, you know, not so great. Once you eat it, you feel a little bit like, oh, I wish I would have ate that, versus a really nice, well-cooked meal. You know, it's the same with shoes, good quality shoes versus bad shoes.
Right.
Except you don't eat your shoes.
I hope not over here. Yeah, I can see that. The materials being a big difference. Do you see a difference in the quality of construction as well?
On cheap shoes. Yeah, cheap shoes, definitely. On well-made shoes, they've stuck with mostly what's worked for the last 100 years. Yeah. pretty much. It's construction on really good shoes are still good.
Mhm.
But I tell people if they want to learn this industry, if you're lucky enough to find a cobbler close to you, and he's getting older and he wants to retire in 5 or 10 years, go learn from him. That's a good way right now for somebody to become an apprentice and learn the trade. And from there, if they want to open multiple shops, they can start training people. That's really the only way I see it's going to happen right now. I just don't see anybody else learning any other way.
Well, I do want to hear a bit about your connection to Meridian, Mississippi.
Well, my grandfather had a shoe repair shop there, mid 50s to about 1963.
What is your favorite aspect of this craft?
Customer satisfaction. It's not doing a certain shoe. It's not, you know, it's the customer being completely 100% satisfied. That's the most important thing for me that is rewarding, is that. So it's not working on any certain shoe. It doesn't matter what I think, the outcome is. It's up to them. So that's it for me.